Dun 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 dun.
Oh my god, 3 monitors? No, I've been thinking, like, it would be nice to have more monitors. I used to live my life with only 1 monitor for the longest time. I think it was in 2020 is when I got my second monitor for the first time. But for the longest time, I was coping because I didn't want to spend money on another monitor. And I was saying stuff like, I don't need a second monitor. I am perfectly able to do stuff on my one single monitor. And then I would watch shows on a very tiny... Look, the cat got away. It left. It went out the window. I would watch shows on my very, very small... Like, in a very small window. And then I would have, like, Final Fantasy on the side while I was gathering, you know, the nodes. Where you have a timer going off. And it lets you know when your node is ready to be picked up. And gathering, crafting and gathering. And then sometimes I would be drawing on the other half of my screen. So it would be like a big, gigantic 60% of my screen is my drawing canvas. And then in the back would be Final Fantasy ready to be tabbed in at any moment to gather. And then I would have a show in a very upper corner of the screen. And then I would have like another window to be browsing or to be looking at references on my like the 20% bottom portion of my screen. And I would live like that for so long. That was how I would go about my days. Because I couldn't justify purchasing another monitor. And then I got another monitor and I would never go back. I would never wish that upon someone. After I've coped for so long and I finally understand and now own 2 monitors, I would never go back to a single monitor. And now I've been thinking about getting a 3rd monitor, but I don't have the space for it. But it would be really useful to have a 3rd monitor, especially because streaming, you know, you have a game on one big monitor and then you have your OBS and everything else on the other monitor. But what if I had another monitor for specifically chat? It would be much easier to look at. A monitor above the main monitor. Get that monitor! I want it. It's just, I don't know how I would change my setup. I'm a little too lazy to figure out my setup. I'd have to rethink my... It's a little more than purchasing the monitor. It's like, I gotta make space for it. And then also, I have to think about my cable management again. My very, very poor cable management. I'm scared.